to Bar Talk with the Lads. This is episode 6. As many of you know, I'm Sean from watching previously, but if you're new to us,
and I'm not Nathan, as you noticed.
We have, unfortunately, Nathan can't be with us there today. He's unfortunately caught COVID, but he's doing okay. But standing in for him, we have the man behind the camera, Ryan Forsyth of Forsyth Media.
Yeah, no, it's great to be here. I'm usually behind the camera, but today I'm just going to jump in for Nathan.
Yeah,
and
he's gladly done so.
Try to fill his boots, the hard boots to fill, but I'm going to try my best.
No, you'll be grand, man, you'll be grand. We're doing something a little bit different today. We're going to do top 10 moments of the season so far. What's been your favourite moment of the season so far, Ryan?
My favourite moment was definitely meeting Carl McDonald. I thought he was brilliant to listen to him, hear his story from amateur boxing into professional. Thought it was really good to hear from someone so dedicated to what they're doing, you know.
Yeah, Carl was great, lad. To be fair, the 3 guests we've had on have been top class. I couldn't have asked for 3 better guests to start us off, especially because we were probably a little bit nervous kind of starting off ourselves. But you know, they kind of helped us out, maybe in bits where we were kind of struggling, you know, and that. So they've been great. So shout out to you, lads. Appreciate just coming on. Ryan, I suppose you want to kind of just give the viewers just a little kind of shout out to what you bring to the table, because you came in for the first episode, which was Eric's. Was your first episode working with us, and really upped the production value for us and taking a lot of stress off us. I have to say, it's actually been so much more enjoyable having you on board, because it's taken the load off of our shoulders.
Yeah, 100%.
You know,
yeah.
With you being able to put to look after the production side of things.
Yeah.
So tell the viewers.
Yeah, no,
exactly
it was
what
great.
you do.
Obviously, you asked me to help you out,
Yeah.
and come on and be the videographer, so it was great. First episode was with Eric, a professional FIFA player, which was amazing. I thought to meet him. Obviously, I know him from before, but I hadn't seen him in years, so I didn't know he'd actually took on a career playing FIFA. So it was nice to meet him again.
It's a bit of a mad one, alright.
And then obviously I got COVID then, but the next following week after that, we met Carl.
Yeah. I'm sure
this is obviously our 4th episode working together, so it's been going really good.
But you still done the editing and all like that for us in the episode that you were unavailable, so
we did through my own struggles. It was quite difficult, but we got there in the end, and this is the 6th episode now. We're going to be doing highlights reel.
So here's a platform to advertise yourself. Tell the viewers what you can bring to them if there's anyone that is looking to, you know, take a journey on themselves, or if they're looking to start anything where they can use your services.
Yeah, 100%. No, well, what I do is I do a lot of video creation. Obviously you can see from the other episodes. I do music videos, so if you're a musician or anything like that. We do landscapes, graphic design, posters, anything really to do with media. More than likely we can do it.
Yeah.
So we're in our 4th year in business, so long may that continue.
Yeah. And no doubt will. You're absolutely smashing it, Ryan. So just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
We're going to leave all his links in the description as always, so be sure to check him out if there's some way you can use him. I'd highly recommend him, not just saying it because he's right here beside me, but would highly recommend him because he's great to work with. You know, everything's kind of to the T, and he gives ideas as well. So so
thank you.
No worries. Touching on today's episode, so we're kind of looking back through the few of the episodes, and you forget kind of you forget little bits that kind of come from it. Even we're looking back on one of the stories there. I was in stitches laughing.
It's gas, Bracken. We've had some good moments now, I have to say. We've had tough moments getting through the whole weeks, but overall I think the good moments outweigh the bad moments.
Yeah, 100%. Look, you're always going to come in, meet little obstacles or hurdles like that with anything you do in life. So I think the fact that, you know, we're, like even the last episode, the production is it's gone up through the roof. I think me and Nathan are more comfortable in front of the cameras now, and it's just starting to get into a bit of a flow. Unfortunately, like you said, Nathan can't be here today due to COVID circumstances, but listen, we'll improvise at that and overcome, as the famous Conor McGregor once said.
Yeah, 100%.
So we'll get there. I suppose my favourite part of this is not actually, I can't really put into one moment what's been my favourite part, but it's actually just been the journey of kind of starting something and seeing it kind of progress and seeing it grow. I suppose just the general atmosphere, like when we're doing a shoot and when we're like, everyone kind of gets together, the banter of it.
Yeah. My favourite part's actually been a good bit drinking after the podcast. The first time we done Eric's, we had a good few bottles after.
Had a sore head that next morning, I did, but it worked. But listen, you have to enjoy it as well. But yeah, no, just generally meeting people. Like, I wouldn't have known Carl before this, and even Cianan, I only knew him through over the internet. So meeting him was brilliant. And then obviously Eric, haven't seen Eric for a while, and then you're reunited with yourself as well.
Yeah, of course.
We haven't seen, like,
I usually bumped into you up in Sutton's, but I hadn't actually sat down and had a bottle or a pint or a chat with you in a good while. So it's good to get back in touch, and obviously we're going to be working together for the next good few weeks again. So
yeah, exactly. It'll be an ongoing thing.
Yeah, I have to say that just obviously it's sad not to have Nathan here. It doesn't feel the same without him. Usually I'd be standing behind the camera and he would be in here. So obviously shout out to Nathan, and hopefully he gets better soon.
He said he's not. He's a bit under the weather, but hopefully he'll be back with us in the next week or so. I suppose going to today's episode, yeah, we're kind of middle of the season now, and like I said, it's only been getting better. So we're going to touch on what we thought our top 10 moments was, but as well we want to hear from yourselves, the viewers, because you're the most important people. Leave down comments. What was your best moment? What have you enjoyed most about it? And what do you think we could do better? And we'll take it all on board. And we'll start putting polls as well and stuff like that on the Instagram and Facebook, so you can kind of get more interactive. And we did also have a giveaway that we want to do on the episode, but we said we're going to wait until we have my host back, Nathan. So as always, I think we'll leave it there at that, and we'll get into the top 10 moments.
Top 10 moments. Right, we bring you our top 10 moments.
As always, like, share and subscribe.
Yeah, 100%. Enjoy.
Cheers.
You want to have like a shop where people can come and chill out.
Yeah.
You can don't have to buy them if you don't want it.
The music's on.
Music's there. People are coming out and chilling out, meeting new people.
Like going into a van shop.
Exactly. Yeah. So like, you might sell pieces and that's great. It covers your costs. But I want to be on there not thinking about profit, but thinking about like growing a cult following of the brand and that kind of way. Like having somewhere to go and.
With that and tumble then lead to the profit.
But that's your ethos. Like that is your kind of like behind that. All the brand is that like it's not really it's not a fashion design or you know like as per se it's more of a lifestyle or an attitude.
Yeah.
He did a skateboarding game. I'll show you after. And basically, if you bought this game in the shop, right, it was €30. If you traded it in the shop, it was 38. You got back for it, right? So we bought 4 copies. We go in, we trade them in one at a time, and then one day we said, "Fuck it, we need a few quid. We'll go cinema shop." Right, you know what I mean?
So
we went in. We traded in 3 of them, and the third time, so 3 separate times. The third time, you one turn around, she goes, "You was only haven't been in here buying that game a couple of minutes ago," and we were like, "Yeah," and then she's like, "Why you don't want them?" We were like, "Well, you know, my dad got me when I said, right, you probably have it now for like, you know." So she turned around and she says, "Right, I'm gonna have to just get someone here for a second." She points over a manager, right, and this fella comes over and this big, me and my mate Ryan. I'd say he was about 14, so he's probably about 8. The bloke's about 6 years younger, you know what I mean? But we walked in to the counter and your man came out and he was like, "This is a scam." We were like, "What do you mean it's a scam?" He's like, "You can't trade in for more value than you bought it for." And it's like, "You want to bleed and fix your shelves then?" Like, so we got banned. we got banned from trading in games in HMV, right? We got banned from it. But there was their fucking problem. I don't know why you were blaming me.
Yeah, because you took advantage.
I was not scamming you. You had a problem in
They should have hired you.
Yes, I was like a scammer.
We're saying like Run Boy Run. Do you ever watch that film? Or what's it? Catch Me If You Can.
Obvious one, right? And I can't say the name. I can't say the name. I don't know. I can't say the name in your Celtic bar, but I can't say the name without trying to put on the accent. Stevie Gerrard. I love him.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, love him. That man epitomises everything I ever wanted to be.
See your love for him. I have the opposite emotion.
Do you think you have it to the same level?
Still can't stand him. Probably gets Aston Villa relegated.
But
and I'll never gets to join football again.
Why? He's doing very well for himself.
Because I'm a bitter man.
He's actually doing extremely well for himself as a Premier League manager that people didn't think he was going to do.
Okay.
No? That's horrible. It's not an attainable one then because your dad would probably kick him out.
Nah, you wouldn't get it. Do you know what I'd do? I'd purposely, I'd be like, come on in, and I'd purposely, as soon as he steps out of the back garden, I'd have it real dark, have loads of Larson's shite just lined up so he stands in it.
Yeah. Beds into that. But you like the anthem, "You'll Never Walk Alone," and that was what he stood for us. You know what I mean?
Do you know what he reminds me of?
Be careful now, because we're gonna fall out and never do an episode again.
Yeah, but he reminds me of, maybe not to the level, but a Declan Rice. So he used to come out and say he was a Celtic man.
Right.
He used to come out
and then he went.
And then he went to the Huns.
I get it.
I understand. You have to look.
It's because like years ago when I was a kid, in my family, you had to have that passion for the Irish and the Celtic. But
look, if you're a Liverpool fan, you're going to love them.
Yeah. But you have to, don't you? I don't know if I know any Liverpool fans that don't like him. Well,
do you know what would have been the best though? Remember there was the rumour that he was going to Everton as manager.
Oh, I don't think he would ever done it. Well, Rafa did it. Yeah.
I don't think he's quite the same though.
Well, yeah, he won us the Champions League.
I know, but he's not like born and bred Liverpool.
Yeah.
Was Gerrard was Jamie Carragher was an Everton fan. Yeah.
But there is pictures of Gerrard in Everton kit. Yeah. I think he won a competition or something. I only know that from reading his own. I'm saying or something. But
I have that upstairs if you want it.
It's a fact. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Why did you have his autobiography, Gabe?
Me sister's fella.
Oh, Stevie, I hate you so much.
No, he bought it. So last year he bought me a Rangers jersey as a
base. Yeah.
And then this year he bought me the Steven Gerrard autobiography. So
fair enough. Which one now? The second one or the first one?
I actually don't know. I just threw it on the floor as soon as I got it.
Is it Gerrard My Story?
I'll tell you after. I actually don't know which one it is.
Sitting down like this, like looking over his shoulder.
Trying to save his point.
Yeah, alright. And I told him what I was doing. It took me about 2 minutes. And he just looked at me and just took a sip. And just looked forward. And I stood there behind him for like a minute or two. And he never turned around. He never turned around, he never said another word. And I was like this over the seat, just waiting for him to speak. And he never turned around again, so I just went, alright, fair enough.
It's different.
But that's what I mean though, because people don't understand, especially people from a different generation.
Trying to explain to them what you're doing, it's like
weird.
You're coming from another planet. Like
I hate to use the word, but it's like
it's just old fashioned.
It's like it's like a form of ignorance, and it's not in a way that they're being ignorant, but it's more in a way that they just
they don't want it. They don't want it to exist because
100%.
I was at the bus stop today, and a bloke came up to me and asked me when the 77A was due, right? And I told him, and then he just ended up chatting to me and he told me where he used to work, and he said he was born in he worked in his company in 1950 something, so I think he was in his 80s, right? Yeah. And he turns to me and he says, you getting on the 77A? And I says, no mate, I'm getting on the 75. He says, oh, you off to work? I says, no, I'm going to record a podcast, right? So I was talking to him for a couple of minutes, and then he turned around to me and he goes, so what's a podcast? And I said, well, like you said earlier, I said, well, it's like a talk show, you know. We record a video, we record a video and we record an audio. And he said, so what's it based on? And I found it really hard to tell him what it was based on, because it's more that, like we said, I just said to him, we're trying to build a platform where we can let people who otherwise might be, you're not unknown, but I'm not nothing against you or nothing against anyone that comes on, but it's like, people wouldn't understand their story. Yeah. Give them a platform to tell their story, while also we tell our story. And then he was really intrigued. So it wasn't where he was ignorant to the fact that he didn't want it to be real. He just didn't understand it. Yeah. Like the bloke didn't have a phone. He didn't even know how to check the bus time. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Unfortunately, people, no disrespect to him. Yeah. The man's been through the ringer, I'd say. And he told me a funny story, and I didn't want to point this out on the podcast. I wanted to wait till later on, but I want to tell this story. Right? So he walked in Jacob's, right? Jacob's, yeah.
The biscuits?
Yeah.
Jacob O'Brien.
Down over the Halliday, right? And they're at the building. This actually links into what I was saying. So he didn't understand any of that stuff, right? And he walked in Jacob's and he was probably picking and packing the boxes and cleaning and stuff, right? So that was that company. Now Amazon have took over that site. So the social media network, all these companies have now just come in, big tech taking over. So it's like he came from that old school world, flattened, right? Yeah. Now he told me that when he worked there, he was asked to clean the girls' toilets, right? And he said to me, it was the most disgusting thing this man has ever had to do. And I was going, I had this like misconception. He was going to just say, oh, you had to deal with a few sanitary towels or something, you know what I mean? Yeah. But he turns around and he says, there was loads of stuff written on the wall, and I couldn't read, so I asked someone else to read it for me. And I was like, oh, lovely, what's going on? Something juicy here, right?
Only you just done with this story.
He didn't tell me what was written on the wall, but he did tell me what was written in. Shit. And he turned around to me in front of a load of people at the bus stop, right? And I had one earphone in and listened to a podcast myself, right? I had to take the earphone out while he was telling the story, and he turned around and he goes, they must have stuck their fingers up the holes. The women, I wrote on the walls. Right? And I said, Jesus Christ, like, you know, what do I say here? So instead of like answering him, I just go, oh, that's mad. Then I checked it, but your bus is due in 1 minute there, mate. And I put the earphone back on.
That sounds like that Russian sleep experiment that does.
Yeah, no, that sounds like he's blaming some young one on putting her finger up her ass.
Yeah, that sounds like this. That's a big FU to the big corporate coming in and taking over.
I'd say that was definitely him. I can get away with this.
Did he stink of whiskey?
No, sorry. It seemed like he just wanted a bit of human contact. Like, it was mad. Like, and I was enjoying the conversation until that came up. Then I was like, how do I react to this? You know what I mean? But I knew in my head, that's a bit of content.
Cheers, mate. You just took 4 minutes of my podcast. Yeah. Cheers, lads, actually. Thanks very much.
Even my mate, he's doing a PhD, he's unbelievable football coach.
Yeah.
But that's his thing. When he's asking like his players, he'll ask them, what can we do better here? Why can we do this better? Instead of just telling them.
Yeah.
And he gets a better response.
You know what that is? That's probably because he thought that way, which is the way I thought. And I actually, like, I wasn't a great coach, really. But I coached for a while, because that's what I studied in college. And I remember when I was coaching the team, it was a team of like 16-year-olds, right? And I wasn't that much older than them. I'd say I was 20, 21, right? So I was kind of able to relate to them in a way. And obviously, like...
It's hard though as well, Matt. Like, I tried to go across it's hard to keep a group like that, teenagers full of energy, and to keep them disciplined. Like, people just look at it from the outside.
But I actually found it easy, because people would say that to me all the time, oh, you're so close to them in age, why do you listen to it? And I say, because I'm not standing there screaming at them saying, do this. I'm actually saying, right, we're going to do a shooting drill now, and this is the reason. Now, sometimes I take one of them and go, you hit 6 shots wide last week, you're the reason, but next week better. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You never target them in a malicious way. It's like I thought, if I like the gym, like you say, I thought, wait, I want to know why I have to do that. So why doesn't everybody else want to know why? If I teach them the reason why, and then I tell them there's an end goal, the end goal is you scoring hat-tricks every week. There you go. There's the tools.
If you can get them doing that, then you're doing something right. But no, I get your point though. Like, it's more of a thing that if you can explain to someone that there's a rationale to why you're doing this.
Yeah, I'm not just telling you to do this because I'm an authority.
Yeah. It's the authority, isn't it? It's like sometimes people just love to be heard and just want, like, and it's like, it's my way.
But that's my problem. I always think people in a bit of authority, like managers at work years ago and stuff, were just bellowing at you for no reason. But they did have an end goal, but they didn't tell me the end goal.
Didn't explain.
So I just go.
But you probably know, so jumping into employment there, you probably notice like why, like, when you're working for certain managers, there's certain managers you want to work better for. Yeah. So like, there's certain managers that will come in and will take the Hitler kind of approach.
Yeah, authoritarian.
And will be like, right, it's my way or the highway, do this. And you know yourself, you don't really want to work for them kind of people. Like, you don't. But whereas the person that comes up and says to you, and even in my I'm currently working in a supermarket, there's a few managers in there that, like, when you do something, they go, oh, thanks very much for that. Or they'll give you a
bit of praise. Yeah. But you know what it's like? It's like getting the gold star, the star, or the stamp at school. You know, lovely. 4 more stamps. I get no homework on a Friday. Lovely.
But this is going to sound real, like, I don't know, probably maybe not vain, but I love being praised. Yeah. Anytime, like, if it's work, whatever it is, if I do a job for someone in any way, shape or form, if I cook something, if I get praised, I love it.
I'll give you a bit of praise. You're a good man. You're already there's a bit of praise.
But you know what I mean? If you someone, like, you do a job and someone gives you a bit of praise for it, it goes a long way. It's not like, because the next time you want to do that job,
it's not like you're just doing a job for the sake of it. Then, like, oh, I'm painting this wall, it'll be done in 5 minutes, blah blah blah, and then I'll have to go on to another wall. But it's not. It's like, that wall's actually an art project. Do you know what I mean?
Was that kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like a gratifying moment. Like, oh, geez, this is not that you made it.
That was the moment. No, I'll tell you what that was. That was an eye-opening moment. That was the moment where I went, right, if we want to take this serious and be in these fights, I need to train.
You need to stop eating the pizzas.
I need to stop acting the bollocks. I need to train. And then myself and Paddy, from the week after that, all the way up to July, twice a week, three times a week, we were doing the strength and conditioning. And you were at the fight, you seen, I was in the shape of my life.
I remember I was looking up in the corner and I was more watching Paddy. Like, I was looking what Paddy was throwing the boxes on, and I was like, this is a brilliant partnership here, because not only were you his mates and he's had that, do you know what I mean? He had the knowledge, you did the work.
Oh, exactly. He changed me from, he brought me to the next level, 1,000,000%. Like, he's a genius at what
you get him on at some stage.
I have it.
Handball.
A lot of knowledge.
Well, it makes that difference having that bit of strength and conditioning kind of behind you. Taking you through the later rounds, especially because you're going like different pro fights have different rounds and all, don't they? So like
4, 6, 8, 10, 12.
Yeah. So like, you know, I mean, you could be going from like because he obviously got a late call there. You could be going from having just been doing the say 4 or 6 rounds to going to leading 8 and 10. Like, you know what I mean? So to have that kind of behind you. It's always going to stand here.
Of course,
And you don't see them people in the corner as well. Like we were talking earlier, you don't see the fights that go on. Like, obviously, an exception to the rule is John Kavanagh. Like, you see, everyone knows him, you know what I mean? But you don't see those people behind the background.
Nobody sees the background. Nobody sees any of the work. Even like the coach, like, a lot of people say boxing's a one-man sport. You are nothing without your team. Nothing.
Have you had the same team now since you started?
If my team jacked out, I jack with them.
Right, yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah, that's it. You know, that is, it kind of does go back to that kind of, like, you don't have to change your surroundings to gain success.
No, you don't.
And like, obviously you took the fight on late notice against Jordan Gill.
Late notice? You might as well have booked in an hour before.
Yeah, I know. I'm probably not doing it justice, but late notice, but you still stepped up.
But back them days when you're a kid, you don't think that you're trying to find your identity.
No, just naturally.
But it naturally comes to you, and then it's only as you get into more emotional maturity again, I'm sick of saying that, but you start to figure that out. So
like, so where did you kind of fall into when you were like,
I had many different identities. But first I wanted to be a hairdresser, so that my identity was I loved hair, and I had my hair dyed blonde all
from an early age.
This was probably like, I'm talking about 6 or 7, like. But I think that was down to loving boy bands and singing and stuff like that. So then my identity, what other people were saying was no problem with saying it, but people would say, oh, he's gay, you know, and I'm not. People would say he's gay, but like, that's a stereotype of an identity which you can't do. Like, but unfortunately that's another identity that you find is you'll stereotype other people's identities without knowing them, so you judge a book by its cover.
Mine early doors was I wanted to be a wrestler. So few funny stories from like Christmases in our home. I used to go around in a pair of Speedos, a pair of knee-high football socks, and a gun down, like a little plastic gun down. It's a really gun.
You're wrestling, just shooting with your lips.
Yeah, that was like my weapon of choice. And I used to go around thinking I was like The Rock or something like that. I don't know what, like, but that was
the barrel.
Man, I was as a kid, I was stick thin. Never had no appetite or anything like that. And then I got very sick when I was about 7.
Maybe feel bad for crying.
No. I got, like, it's like it just kind of like I used to be like a pigeon eating. Like, I'd only pick at me. I only like certain things. Then I got sick, and then after that, I always remember. So I used to get a cup of soup and toast every day. And then my appetite just went through the roof.
Eating your man at her house and home. She was wishing she didn't get you diagnosed.
I'd be getting 2nd, 3rd and 4th dinners like all the time. Like,
making up for last time.
So that actually became an identity of myself. Was that Sean was the bleeding eater.
That's
hungry horse. That's what they used to call me.
Hungry horse. They used to call me the bin, because no matter what was left, I'd eat it. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be eating a little bit of chicken off the bone. No. I just eat that.
Nothing's changed really from you. Like, so the only thing my metabolism slowed down.
I have one more thing that I want to say, right? And I did want to ask him, because he's a travelled man. If you were to pick for yourself one country that you feel like you could be from other than Ireland, what would it be?
Well, my great granddad was Italian, and I've never met him.
I see you as Italian. I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Antonio Conte before the hair transplant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like Maurizio Sardi when I saw you outside puffing the smokes.
Yeah, look, man. Or like, yeah, Italian. I'm 1/8 Italian. I say. I never met him. He made my granddad was foster. So he made a chipper along the keys and then legged it. Supposedly,
yeah. Like powder on things, hopefully.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, powder on things. I haven't seen it yet.
Technical question.
Yeah.
Could you represent Italy in esports?
1/8 of a chance.
No.
I'd beat them all. Don't worry about that. But getting there is another problem. You know what I mean? You have. I don't know what sort of.
Keep it Irish. Keep it green.
And the second portion to that question is: you picked Italian. So what if your mates were to say you fit a certain country other than Ireland and Italy? Who would it be?
My mates, I'd say, I've actually no idea. Maybe, well, I'd say between three. They might say Italian, which I do, France or Irish.
Ireland.
Well, that's shit then because, well, then UK, I guess. But like, I say France because like I speak French a little bit, but
And extend this question to Sean.
What's this?
If you were to pick one country other than Ireland, because you're redhead, so you can't really, but other than Ireland, that you think you would fit into, Norway, yeah. And if your friends, if your friends were to pick one, and I know what I'd pick for you.
Where?
I'm not gonna tell you. Yeah. Producer Ryan on the
Ryan's like, I'm red as well, so.
So boys, from yourself, what would you pick?
No, will you fucking tell us?
I'd say you're a Martian.
Colombian.
No, for me, that I feel like.
No, you actually do look like a South American.
No, do you know what I would have said?
No, you look at
I would have said Brazilian, boys. A white Brazilian. I would have said it.
Where's South America again?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so the fight then, we obviously came out to the fight. He was there, he just doesn't remember. The fight was, the first 2 or 3 rounds of the fight.
I do remember the fight.
Weren't going great. I couldn't get going. Like. Now, I was in the fight, won the first round, I won the second round.
I remember hearing you getting out in the corner.
And I remember Eddie stood me in the 3rd round then. The ref was a nightmare. I just don't think he likes my coach. With another guy fight, the ref did him dirty and you're like, oh, this fella's a nightmare.
Yeah.
So he pulled me on this guy was holding me, he was great at holding me, he was rubbing inside, bleeding, split me eye open with a loaf, everything. And the ref took a point off me. I'm not messing. There was one stage in about the 3rd or 4th round. I says, I'm gonna loaf this fella straight in the teeth, and I'm walking away. I was fuming.
I actually remember him giving out in the corner. I don't know what he was saying because I'm gargled, but I remember he was giving out. Yeah.
I went back to the corner and he pulled me off the stool and he set me up and he was going, "What the fuck are you doing here? Like, get your bleeding shit together. Like, you're gonna lose this title." And I remember saying to myself in the corner, I said, like, if Dylan beats me, I'm retired and that's me finished. I'm gone. Like. So I can't let that happen. Like. So I just said to Eddie, look, game on. I said, forget that. This is a strainer now. That's what I said. That's the exact words. I said, this is a strainer. This going to the street, this is. Like, that doesn't mean a word. This going to the street. And then I started roughing them up and they were kind of, they were kind of waiting on me to fade because I had faded in the Buckley fight and whatever. Yeah. So they were waiting for me. But I was, come the 8th round, the 9th round, he was slowing down. I was just getting bigger and stronger. And I won the fight now. I think I won it by about 4 rounds on the scorecards. He ended up getting a point taken off, and then in the end, like.
Rightly so. Like,
I'm not messing. He split me right, and about the 9th or 10th round, he went down, and I'm not messing. He's bleeding. He had stubble, and he just kept sticking it in the eye. Raising the eye was fuming.
Ripping you out.
He done an interview he did, and he says, "Let me try and get this word. He says, I remember his bleeding stubble was cutting the face off, and he says, all I was thinking to myself was, can't wait to grow a big beard."
22 years ago, how's it going?
That's what you need to start with yourself.
So you got the win, and like that's I suppose that's a career defining moment in a way. Like you've completed what you set out to do.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's hard when you're at home by yourself all day. Right? If I want to wake up tomorrow and not do work, I don't have to do work.
Yeah,
what I mean? But I'm waking up and I'm doing it for kind of me, right? But the main reason I'm doing it is for my mum. Like, she's insane. I actually never said this to anyone before. All my close mates know this, right? But basically, my mum, my auntie, and now me, we passed on the reason having eye disease called retinal pigmentosis, right? Oh. So I'm going to be probably blind, but I'm in late 50s and 60s, right? No one actually knows this, yeah.
Oh.
So I have this thing, right? So that's one of the main reasons I've always tried to do something special or something, not special, but something extra, like so YouTube, Ocean One, trying to build my own thing because I kind of have not just there's a timer set on it. Like, I kind of limit the time, right? Yeah. So my ma's going through that now, right? My ma gets up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go to work, right? Gets home at 7. It's dark all day. My ma goes to work in the dark, comes back in the dark, right? She's got very bad eyesight in the dark because of your eyes, right? So she like gets job offers and stuff, and like she can't drive in the dark. So she gets job offers that are really good, but like she can't go to them because she can't drive in the dark. So my whole thing now is what Ocean One is. I want to be able to 2 years, 3 years time be like, ma, you're not going to work. I want to be
you're after knocking me for 10. Yeah.
No, that's my man doesn't know this. Probably watching this now, like, but I hear the door told me she's going to work in the morning, right? And I go up and I'm like, bollocks, I'm tired and all. But I have to. That's the main. And
that's the motivation.
See, people use that as a negative, but I use that as like a thing now, right? I have not a limited time, but I have like. I want to make this now. I want to make something first. So like.
How is lads? Sorry I couldn't be with us this week. Becky gave me quite a generous gift for Valentine's Day. She gave me a week in the room with her. I suppose if I had to spend it with anyone else there for the week, just to be a little bit soppy, I probably would have ended up jumping out the window at least 6 times. I only tried twice now while I was in the lockdown with ourselves, but be back again next week. I hope you enjoyed the top 10 moments of the journey so far. Bar Talk with the lads, or also known as Bar Stool Boys. Obviously we've changed that since. Sean, thanks for doing one this week without me. Ryan, cheers for filling in. I know they were big feet, Jesus, big boots to fill, but you done it somehow, brother. Obviously still the start of the show, and the Diva will be back this week to make more stupid jokes. Again, I hope you all enjoyed, and please leave a like, rating, comment and subscribe. Cheers guys, see you next week.